good, YouTube? Welcome back to the Self-Made by Design podcast. I am your host, Marvin, and today I got a topic for you, and it is, why is it that some people never seem to change? First of all, before we dive into this video, I want to show you another video. And this is just an example of someone who really doesn't learn from their mistakes. So let's get into it.
You say you were furious when the defendant asked you for a DNA test on your 7-month-old daughter, Ileana. Yes. Now you claim that request has broken up your happy home. Mr. Bolton, you state you have reason to believe Ms. Beto's child may not be your biological. You say you were furious when the defendant asked you for a DNA test on your 7-month-old daughter, Ileana. Yes. Now you claim that request has broken up your happy home. Mr. Bolton, you state you have reason to believe Ms. Beto's child may not be your biological daughter. You say you are desperate to discover the truth because you've already grown to love her as your own.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Bolton, this is not your first time in this courtroom.
That's right.
Here's what happened previously. So how convinced are you now that Mr. Bolton is?
I'm very convinced because I only slept with 3 men at that time.
Only 3?
If he is mine, I will step forward for doing 110%, even better. I actually got myself involved.
Man, there's so many problems with this video here, man. She's like, nah, there's only 3. It's not much. It's only 3. Like, no wonder you're here. Like, if you think it's only 3 is not a lot at the same time. Man, anyways, let's just keep going.
In this young man's life, most men wouldn't. I'm actually taking him on the weekends when it's available.
When it comes to 4-year-old Micah, Mr. Bolton, you are not his father.
The doctors wiped the baby off
on that one,
and they gave Miss Beto the baby at first.
Hold up. So he dodged the bullet on that one, and then now this is the present case. Not the same woman; it's a different woman, and he's ended up back at the court, to determine paternity. So let's see what this result is going to be about.
Still fatigued from delivering birth.
Understandably.
So they gave me the baby. The doctor that gave the procedure to deliver the baby, he handed me the baby and he looked at me. He said, "Are you sure this baby's yours?" And I looked at the doctor. I'm like, "What do you mean?" He said, "Because this baby's white." This is the reason.
Let me see your evidence. That's a picture of...
This is a picture of Ileana when she was first born. And when the doctor made that comment, this is the reason why we're here right there.
Well, when the doctor asks you...
Look,
There's a
before
concern, right?
Congratulations, are you sure this is your child? That's doubt.
This has like happened before in my life. This situation here is like, when I was young, I was dating a stripper, and she had a baby. All right, she disappeared. What reason, I don't know, but when she finally came back, we figured out that baby wasn't mine. Got my name off the birth certificate.
Oh man, I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna take that back.
Second time this has happened in my life.
Child. That's doubt.
This has like happened before in my life. This situation here is like, when I was young, I was dating a stripper, and she had a baby. All right, she disappeared. What reason, I don't know, but when she finally came back, we figured out that baby wasn't mine. Got my name off the birth certificate, finally. Second time this has happened in my life, a young lady got pregnant, but come to find out, she was dealing with somebody that I knew. She didn't know we knew each other. She got pregnant, we talked, me and the guy, we talked, and we trying to find out what's going on. She got abortion immediately because she didn't know who the father was. And the third time was when I came on the court to find out the DNA test from Micah and found out he wasn't mine. So it's like I have strong reason to get a DNA test to figure out what's going on.
So, you are her father.
¿Qué yo dice?
All
What
right,
I tell
all
you?
right, all right. So if you're doing the math,
Y'all
this
pass
is
me
this
zero
is the
question.
4th time.
Yes, you may.
You don't got no questions for me.
Everything speaks for
the 4th
itself,
time
because
this
that's what you told me. Actions.
Gotta say yes.
Lord, I do though. Will you marry me?
Yes.
Yeah. So, I mean, we could have a whole essay, and we can dissect this video in so many different ways. It's crazy because like these are the people that you guys, well, not you guys, but these are the people that a lot of people are choosing from, and then wonder why you have issues. Anyways, I'm gonna take this off my screen so that yeah, I can be the only one on the screen on my channel. You know, I'm gonna tell you a little story actually. For a long time, I couldn't swim. I was just scared of water. That the act of moving gracefully on water, floating along like a fish, that was a foreign concept to me. But recently, I made some progress. I learned how to swim a little bit, and I taught myself how to swim because nobody else could teach me. I was too frightened of water, so I had to learn to be comfortable in water and realize that I wasn't gonna die just from just from being in it. And then I could basically teach myself how to swim my way. So, I was one of those stereotypes, I guess. I was one of the stereotypes that showed that black people couldn't swim. I was one of those statistics. But anyways, that's a whole different thing. And I know you're probably wondering why I'm telling you this story about not knowing how to swim. But hold up. Let me explain. But first of all, I want to thank you guys for your support for this channel. And I want to ask you guys that haven't subscribed yet, please show a brother some love. Hit the subscribe button. Like the video, give it a thumbs up. And with that out of the way, let's get into it. So, if you're wondering why I was scared to swim, I'll let you know. Frankly speaking, I was born on land. I learned how to walk on land. I played football on land. For you Americans and Canadians out there, I'm talking about soccer, not the other football. So I was very comfortable on land. I could breathe air without wondering if there was water that would go into my lungs, and this is very comfortable for me. So plainly speaking, swimming goes against everything that I'm comfortable with. That's why I couldn't swim. So let's go back to why is it that some people cannot seem to change? We all have someone in our lives that keeps making the same mistake like this gentleman right here. And we keep wondering why. And how many times are you going to keep doing the same thing? And for how long? It gets to be quite frustrating to deal with. But I already gave you the first answer to that question with my story earlier on about me not being able to swim. Fear. The definition of fear is an unpleasant, often strong emotion caused by the anticipation or awareness of danger. Things that are unknown to us are usually scary and uncomfortable to us. We like things the way they are, the way that we have spent years accustomed to. You know, the devil you know. This makes people resist change, even when it'll improve their lives. Another reason why people resist change, or why it seems they can't change, is pride. I believe that if a person has a problem controlling their impulses and their personal traits that negatively affect others around them, they have an obligation to correct those traits. Now, we all have things that we have to work on. We have things that we need to improve, and sometimes that takes time. I think this is normal. But where I do have a problem is with folks who are aware of this problem and refuses to make change. They deny their mistakes and refuse to listen to reason. That is where I have a problem. See, not wanting to seem weak or weaker or subordinate to someone else, a person that doesn't want to change will fight back at every positive message that you deliver to them. It shows emotional immaturity. This person feels less powerful because the one telling them the things they need to change becomes the knowledgeable person. In turn, making that person the powerful in the dynamic of their relationship, which is not actually true, but this is just a perception of that person who doesn't want to change and they don't like it. So they will fight back at every chance they get in order not to change. For example, narcissistic people love to be in control. So sometimes you might say to them not to treat you a certain way, and they will reluctantly, also temporarily adhere to your request. But not long after, they will revert back to doing the same thing that you just told them that you didn't like. And this cycle will keep repeating itself. Let's just say the normal person here. What the normal person doesn't seem to understand is that they are in a secret competition against the narcissist. A competition that only the narcissist knows is going on. And they only have the rules to it. You know, this prideful attitude in a narcissist prevents change. So it just keeps going on, right? I'm not saying everyone that resists change is a narcissist. I'm just using that example of, you know, how sometimes a narcissistic person might not want to change because of their perception of what they see the dynamic of your relationship, and that competition that they have within themselves, that spirit of competing with everyone that they have within themselves, and that stops them from actually being able to look inwards and make change. The third reason is that people don't know how to change. People seek relief, English language. Um, People seek relief, but they don't seek a true solution. For example, an alcoholic person knows that drinking a lot affects them negatively, but they keep drinking anyways. Why? Because drinking and getting drunk serves as a relief from whatever grief or sorrow that they are going through. So it serves a purpose in the moment, right? It serves as a distraction from their reality. Until one day when they go to the bar one night and they start drinking, they get drunk, and they get in their car and decide to go home. And on their way home, they get into an accident. They get taken to the hospital and put on life support. When they wake up, they realize just how bad their drinking has become. Then they start to make change. They check themselves into a 12-step program and seek help. Sometimes, for a lot of people, only suffering or hitting rock bottom can spark change. We don't want to be these people. Actually, in a lot of relationships, we all do this. Well, we do the same thing, right? We don't make the right changes until it's too late. Change scares us until we lose the person we really care about. Then we sit quietly and analyze our actions, and only then we make change. The wise aren't those that learn from experience. The wise are those that learn from other people's experiences. So, if you see a person that can't change, you have to ask yourself if they understand the reason why they need to change. If they do, and they still don't want to change, then there are two reasons why the change isn't happening. One, they don't know how to yet, but they want to. And it might just take a little bit more time for them to grasp skills that help them to change. The second reason, maybe they just don't want to change, right? They don't want to change because they like who they are and they like how things are. And there's nothing that you can do to persuade them to change. It's up to you at that point to figure out what you're going to do. All right. My job here is just to tell you a little bit about why people don't change. I don't tell you what to do. All right. Hey, leave me a comment on your thoughts about this video. Help your guy out by subscribing to the channel and giving this video a thumbs up. Until next time, peace.